So we're going to talk tonight about something called the Flight Listing App, or FLApp, which is a case study that I'll use to demonstrate a whole bunch of different ways of building web apps using Spring and various incarnations of Spring. And we're going to take a look at an object-oriented way of doing things. We're going to take a look at a functional way of doing things. We're going to take a look at using so-called reactive streams. And this case study is basically a really cool app that has a client and a server side that is used to list airline flights by various means. And so we're going to talk about some of those means. This case study showcase is really designed to focus on all the things we're going to talk about in class, or we do talk about in class, related to Java concurrency and parallelism frameworks that synchronously or asynchronously communicate with various Spring-based FLApp platforms to list airline flights. And it's kind of loosely based on the Southwest app that you would find on iPhone or iOS, sorry, iPhone or Android. And basically what you do is you put in the airports you want to go to and the dates you want to go, and then it'll come back and find all the flights that match that. The first example we're going to look at is a so-called monolithic client-server architecture, which uses Spring to sequentially list airline flights using a bunch of objects that all reside within one process. And we could, of course, in practice, get some parallelism out of this monolithic architecture by introducing some kind of load balancer that would sit between the client and the different incarnations of the monolithic app that's running. And you'll see that the monolithic app is getting all of its data out of database, so that database could be replicated, and that would be one way you could get things to work. So that's the approach we're going to talk about tonight. There are other variants of this particular app, which I'll just mention briefly here after I give you a quick overview of the monolithic implementation. And you can see that the monolithic implementation uses synchronous two-way calls and various object-oriented programming features that Java provides. And it also uses functional sequential streams. So to kind of keep it simple, but still compact, we use Java functional features like sequential streams. There are later versions that we will talk about, which I will not go through at this point, that introduce various microservices so we can run different parts of the app in different microservices on the back end using Spring. And we'll get to that later. You can find the code here at this link. As with last week, I will go ahead and upload the video and then the slides to my website and to the course page that's on Brightspace. So you can watch this and you can click on this link and it'll take you to the GitLab repo that contains the source code for this version.